Hello, this is Clayton with the Aeromotive Research and Development Group. Today we're talking about the SynMax Racing Synthetic Blend Motor Oil 20W50. Motor oil designed for competition and hot rod racing engines. 20W50 is available in a 3-gallon case, 12 quarts, and if you'd like to have an additional discount, buy 2 or more cases and they'll work something out with you. Now the applications on the 20W50 is this is the economy choice for the synthetic blend product with still the same diamond-like advantages. You see, it's all applications that would require a straight 40, straight 50, 1550 or 20W50 motor oil for flat tappet, hydraulic, and even roller lifters. You could be able to use this in your lower class engines or your what we call hobby stock requirements, even your spec engines for an economy oil, which should be comparable to most racing synthetics available even today. Very good for older design, historic, or higher mileage, or in race engines. Okay, this also can be used, the 20W50, in motorcycles where the engine and clutch are separate, such as a Harley Davidson and Ducati. This is not designed for catalytic converter, only for race engine use. 20W50 product data. The SynMax 20W50 is a synthetic blend product. It's not what we call a synthetic product. Very quality product, still using a portion of synthetic base oils. It has a high ZDDP zinc with the SynMax anti-wear formulation, including the diamond-like additives, which is the aerospace advantage that greatly decreases friction while increasing component durability, improving horsepower and torque. 20W50 has a special tackiness to stick very well. It'll provide performance repeatability in your engines. Superior flat tappet valve train protection. It still has a portion of the PAO premium viscosity stability, and the oil temperatures will run cooler with improved oil volume capability. All right, so the 20W50 is very good for hydraulic lifter type engines, short track performance needs, all right, which require a heavy duty motor oil in engineering design. All right, this is not designed for engines that have catalytic converters. It is the aerospace advantage for motorsports. Now, the SynMax synthetic blend oil is a very good choice for the majority of what we call your classic hot rod, older hot rod type applications. You can very safely use this. If they used to use a straight 30 or straight 40 weight oil, consider the 20W50. It'll really help. Now, even though an economy product, it still has the diamond-like additive performance applications. Okay, in other words, it'll help protect in the metal-to-metal steel contact areas. It'll help during the cold starts with your engine. Very good protection in your solid lifter and hydraulic lifter cams and your cam lobes and cam bearings, which is also important in some of your vintage and other racing engines. All right, protecting the valve trains and components, the pistons, the rings, and the oil pump. It will help reduce the coefficient of friction to give you a little more horsepower and torque and lower your water and oil temperatures with reduced friction. Even though a 20W50, it still has a lower coefficient of friction when compared with the additive package that's in there. The engine will be protected during those cold start requirements and with increased horsepower and torque. Something that's very important in the 20W50 application is the anti-wear capability. The diamond-like additives with the PAO will have less loss of the metal in the metal-to-metal contacts. In other words, it will perform better than products with moly that's in it. Now, some of the applications you still might have a solid lifter in it. Now, here was a test which was done with a 5W30 oil, and these what's shown here still can apply to 20W50. It was a 9,000 RPM engine with 875 horsepower and a 600-mile test. This used a 5W30 synthetic racing oil formulation. Now, what you might say, well, Clayton, that's a 20W50. Shouldn't it work? No. When you've got metal-to-metal contact and there's nothing left in there of an oil film, it's metal-to-metal going against each other, this is where it's the world of the additive package. So let's look at this, all right? On the left, you've got a high zinc motor oil with moly, and on the right, you've got the diamond-like additives. Here is another showing of that lifter. You see, the lifter services after 600 miles and 9,000 RPMs. On the left is the high zinc motor oil with the moly, and on the right is the high zinc motor oil with the diamond-like additives. On the left, at 50-time magnification, you see the microfatting of the metal surface. It's called surface embrittlement. Say, Clayton, that's a fancy word. I know, just reverse it. Embrittlement of the surface. In other words, from the heat and the friction, it just started breaking the metal off. If this was a piston crown, it'd be called fire flash degradation. In other words, it's degrading from the heat that's taking place. But you see, the right lifter has the diamond-like additives. It allows the metal surface to operate cooler with reduced friction and greater protection. Now again, on a 20W50, you say, hey, it's thicker oil, it should protect. Yes, until you get to the point where the actual metal to metal is coming together and you don't have a lot of that thick oil film being a cushion. This is where the additive coming into in nano-dimensional performance comes into the metal and works better. At 500 times magnification, after the 600-mile durability test, the left lifter with the high zinc and the moly had micro metal surface embrittlement. The right lifter, high zinc with diamond-like additive, less friction, greater surface protection. Truly the aerospace advantage for motorsports. Another area that's very important even with 20W50 oil is what we call combustion chamber deposit cleanliness. A lot of people use moly, in their oils, which is a less expensive way to try to achieve something, but it has over close to double the amount of contamination as compared to diamond-like additives with a PAO synthetic, even in your 20W50 oil. Now, DLA with a PAO synthetic or synthetic blend will provide combustion deposit cleanliness. You see, combustion cleanliness is important for long-term high RPM needs. If the racing or high-performance additive is not balanced or formulated correctly, especially when zinc is over-treated within the motor oil, hey, let's put an additive of zinc. Well, more ain't better, all right? The unburned contaminants will create piston hotspots and cause spark detonation. You see, the DLA with the PAO, even in the blended oil, the nanotechnology provides clean burn efficiency in combustion operations. The DLA with the PAO does not affect low ash, low sulfur content for environmental requirements. Now, when you put these two situations together, diamond-like additives for the lower friction and diamond-like additives for the anti-wear durability, it will help with the metal-to-metal contact areas and all the components within the engine. Now, we say, Clayton, how does that work in real life? Well, we'll show you. Here is an LS2 Corvette engine, which was used in a short track application. Now, this was 15W40 oil. But after 1 year and 1,500 short track racing miles, 8,000 RPMs and 600 horsepower, the motor inside was clean and protected. Say, well, isn't all oils not like that? I said, no, they're not. Some of them, they got so much sulfur and gunk in the oil pan, you can spell your name in it. But you see, the SynMax uses quality, clean base oils. So then also with the diamond-like additives, you will see that the hard parts were protected, such as the crank, the rod, the bearings. The piston rings were still in very good shape. They had to be replaced. The valve springs were in good shape. They had to be replaced. But items such as the piston skirt, cylinder walls were in very good with minimal wear. Camshaft and roller lifters were very good. Did not require any hard parts because the engine was brand new and this was the rebuild. All right. The final rebuild cost was only the standard R&R with your rings, bearings, and springs, etc. But you should always replace components at the end of their service life when they look like, that's it. So we have multiple products, Other than the 20W50, we've got the 5W30, 1540, 1550 racing full synthetic motor oils. Again, as shared, the SynMax 20W50 is the premium choice for the classic hot rod application. Should you need other products for your racing or hot rod needs, for special duties, we've got the Burp Blue Magic, which is the 2-speed racing transmission, also to be used with the clutch material of paper material, whatever. For the Burt, Bryn, and Falcon, you've got the Racing Power Steering Fluid, which can be used in many applications, a Racing ATF. Fantastic product called our Gladiator 1000 grease. It's a calcium sulfonate complex grease with the diamond-like additives inside of it. And for your gear lube requirements, we suggest that you use the 75W90 in your quick change, the 75-140 in your Ford 9-inch application, along with where you would use a Locker Gleason type differential inside of your drivetrain unit. Now, if you have a hauler or a camper, we suggest that you use the 75-140 heavy-duty oil to protect that drive axle application as well. So on behalf of Wayne Lensing and Danny Lensing, Performance Parts Supply, Left-Hander Chassis, and the SynMax Racing Oil Group, we want to thank you for spending time us on the 20W50 motor oil designed for competition engines. Should you desire to purchase this product, please contact us at synmaxoil.com. Give us a call at 815-389-9999. If you have any technical questions, please send us an email at office@aeromotiveresearch.com. Thank you, and we'll see you at our next presentation.